What is the 80-20 rule? 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto Principle, is a familiar saying that asserts that 80% of outcomes result from 20% of all causes for any given event. Where does the Pareto Principle come from? The Pareto Principle was developed by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto in 1896. Pareto observed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by only 20% of the population. He also witnessed this happening with plants in his garden. 20% of his plants were bearing 80% of the fruit. This relationship is best mathematically described as a power law distribution between two quantities, in which a change in one quantity results in a relevant change into the other. You can apply it to any aspect of your life, including at work and home, with fitness and health, relationships, and personal progress. Why Pareto Principle is important. The 80-20 principle helps you decide which resources are the most important for you to use to achieve the greatest efficiency. It helps reduce wasting time, money, supplies, efforts, emotions, energy, and so on. We all wish we had more time in the day to accomplish the things we want to do. The 80-20 rule helps you weed out what is not important, and focus on the 20% that will help you achieve the greatest success in the least amount of time. How does the 80-20 rule work? The most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest, and most complex, but the payoff, and rewards for completing them can be tremendous, according to the Pareto analysis. Most people focus their time and efforts on the 80% that create the 20% of their results. Making the shift to focusing on the 20% that creates 80% of your results literally changes your life. Before you begin work, always ask yourself, is this task in the top 20% of my activities or in the bottom 80%? If you choose to start your day working on high-value tasks, you will soon develop the habit of always starting and working on high-value tasks. So start your day by eating a frog first. The 80-20 rule in relationships. You can look at the relationships you have with your group of friends, for example, and decide which 20% are the best examples, and support you in becoming the person you want to be. If you spend 80% of your downtime with this 20%, your personal gains will be greater. To apply the Pareto Principle to building a good relationship with your spouse or partner, it may be helpful to understand 80% of the problems that couples face are likely caused by a small 20% of their actions or behaviors. Pareto Principle in goal setting. If you want to understand the importance of this rule, please take a piece of paper before start watching this part. Thinking about using the Pareto Principle, when it comes to goal setting. Smart choice. First, take a piece of paper and write down 10 goals. Then ask yourself, if you could only accomplish one of the goals on that list today, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on your life? Then pick the second most important goal. What you'll find is, after you complete this exercise, you will have determined the most important 20% of your goals that will help you more than anything else. You should continue to work at those goals that you've chosen as the most valuable of all time. How do you use the Pareto Principle to study? You will probably never look at your study book the same ever again. Now you know that 80% of your book is only giving you 20% of the information. It may even be worse. Your study book is most likely just filled with examples, explanations, and not really needed information. Only 20% of the book gives you 95% of the information. The rest of the book is filling in different ways of saying the same again. This is wonderful news. When you go through your book, you don't need to read everything in order to get what the authors are sharing. Still, there is a small problem. One way of finding out is by listening to the professor, or by using the student guide. They tell you what you should focus on. 80-20 rule for time management. Time management is the most common use for the Pareto Principle. Many people tend to thinly spread out their time instead of focusing on the most important task. Likewise, There is the idea that people must work excessively long hours to produce good outcomes. This type of thinking can create an unequal work-life balance, resulting in burnout, and overall decreased productivity. With the Pareto Principle, you can save time on work tasks, and get more done in a shorter span of time. For instance, you could spend some time at the start of the week planning out what you are going to focus on during the workdays, usually the most important tasks. While this may feel like a waste of time, in the long run it can help you to focus, and cut down work time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.